this one as well. So let's see what happens here. G'day, everyone. This is Drew here, and I'm just popping on for a very, very quick stream to basically look at the final cut of What Do You Believe of the opening song for the musical Westall 66. It's my new youth musical. And as you know, or you may not know, but the last couple of live streams I've been doing has been putting this song together. And what I thought I'd like to do is sort of take you through the process a little bit. Now that the whole song's finished and the first demo is out there, and thanks to everyone who's checked out the first demo, whether you're friends of mine, hello to all my friends out there, or if you have been following along in the Captivation Musicals Facebook page, or even just following along in YouTube. It's been great. And because of the topic and the story of everything that we're doing with this, there has been a lot of interest from outside, which is great. You know, people who have heard of Westall 66, people who were involved in Westall 66. And I think it's really amazing that people are checking things out and having a look. And this song has started to get a little bit of interest out there, which is great, which is really exciting for me as a songwriter, as a composer, but also for the future of the show. And so what I thought I'd do is I just wanted to show you a little bit of what went into this a little bit. Now, a lot of it is based on what I'd already done previously. This piano track here, if we just mute this for the moment, this piano track here is what was played on the live stream. I haven't gone through and changed it at all. It's still the same. And that melody is exactly the same as what I had done previously as well, which is cool. Hello to my 2 viewers out there. So that's the melody line. It hasn't changed. The bass is still what I did on the live stream as well. Obviously, it was pretty straightforward, just doing its thing. And then I think I had a little bit of, if I remember, strings. That's right. So strings came into it, which is that really nice epic sounding strings. And I love this ending bit. It's almost arpeggios, which is really cool. But as you can see, since that live stream, a lot more has been done. So if we were to, let's just take the strings. This is everything that we had done previously. So the piano, the melody line, the bass, the strings, and I think by memory, the drums. And there's the drums there. So if we bring up the drums, this is the stuff that I put in during the live stream as well. And what I actually did is I went back and replayed this. So this is not originally what was on the live stream. This is me actually playing the drums, which I have next to me. Just gives it a bit more of a real feel to what I'm trying to do. And I always love using the Contact Studio kit. It's just a nice sounding real kit, which is really, really cool. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to ask, throw them into the chat. I don't know whether I'll get the chat messages here, but if you're out there watching, please throw a message my way. And in this very short stream, it'll be really cool if I could answer some questions for you. So looking down what I've added. So yes, I've got a theremin. Now, a theremin, for those people who don't know, is a instrument, one of the first electronic instruments that was ever created. And you actually don't touch it to play it. It creates a field of electricity around a rod. And what's really cool about that is that it can create music without touching it. And so it's about how your hands interact with the space that's around that particular instrument. And I don't own a theremin. I don't know how to play a theremin, but I wanted that sound. And it reminds me of the spooky 60s. There it is. Just going to bring that up. And anyone who's a fan of the Beach Boys would recognize this from Good Vibrations as well. And just gives it that ethereal UFO feeling, which is kind of cool. I like that. I added some muted guitar in there, particularly just to help punch out the chorus with that descending feel. And then I doubled that with power chords as well, which is there. And yes, look, I know it says 80s power chords. Look, I can't help it. The 80s is very much part of who I am. And I guess part of the way that I structure songs in some respects as well. And I really like the sound of that. And then we sort of get into the orchestral side of things. This is kind of like the rock. The theremin is a little bit out there, but the rock sensibility of the track is very much in this arrangement here. But then if we get into the next part, we've got some epic winds, which, I mean, that could be funny, really. But I wanted that real staccato in there. I'm going to bring out the other epic wind as well. This is from Spitfire Labs. Awesome stuff. Love the sound of it. So they're the epic winds. I've got a full brass section in there, which is just kind of like your standard brass, really. Not very special. Just enough to help punch out that "What Do You Believe" section. And then I added a few extra things in the back section of the song. This is where the key change is, and I'm going to bring my vocals into this so you can have a listen. In your hearts and your spirits. So this is the original key, which is C minor. We've dropped it down a tone now to allow for the kids to sing it. So I did write it in D minor, but now it's in C minor. So it's dropped it down a tone. It just helps. It's a better key and a better range for the kids to sing in. Open your hearts and your spirits. Open your thoughts to more. To the history of the possible, and then you won't ignore. Okay, and now this is where what I needed to do is I needed to go from the key of C minor, which is this one, to the key of C sharp minor, which is just, it's a semitone up, but it's a tricky change. A lot of key changes will go from that whole, and then a whole tone. Unless you're living on a prayer, which does that tone and a half thing, which is great. From there to, which is just brilliant. One of the greatest key changes of all time, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. But I wanted just a simple shift, and I needed to make it work. And so in order for me to do that, I used a run. So this is the run here. I'm just going to bring the piano in so you can hear the change. All right, so that in there is the key change that, excuse the pun, is instrumental to making the key change work from C minor to C sharp minor. So listen to it again. Let's have a look. All right, so what I've got in there is I have got the brass, I've got the wind, I've got the strings, and what's giving it that real kick is the xylophone. The xylophone is a really cool instrument to help bring out the punch in certain things. And it doesn't sound like a lot by itself, but when you add it to the rest of the mix, suddenly you've got it. Now that run is actually extremely simple. It sounds complicated, but it's very, very simple. All it is and it's just a run of G. It's just a simple arpeggio. And then it goes into the other key. And it's just really, it sounds effective, it works, and it's just simple, really simple. And then you won't ignore that you do believe. Now, I also have the theremin in there doing its thing. Which is cool as well. So if we bring that key change into all of it, let's have a look, highlighting those ones. And it just helps lift the whole thing up. Now the secret sauce in here is this cool cymbal roll edit, this one. Again, it's a cool orchestral thing, and all it is a sample. I found this sample somewhere ages ago, and it was a free sample, and I use it all the time now because it's a really great way of helping build up the expectation. There's something about that, and it's live played, but it just helps bring it up. Let's have a listen to it. Drop my vocals out there because really you don't need to hear me. No, let's drop them out, not include them. Okay, and this is where I added timpani hits. There they are. And I also added on an orchestral tambourine. Which is that there. Putting those two together, again, they're just percussion. The timpani is tuned, but the tambourine isn't. Just adds a little bit more gravitas to it. And then if we add it to the rest, take out my vocals again. There it is. Got the power chords, wind going in there, theremin comes in. Now, the last bit I love. I really love this bit. When I was doing it on the live stream, I was actually playing it da-da-da-da-da, right? So I was playing the piano, hitting the bottom on the fours. But I figured it actually sounds a lot better if I did the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, da. It just gives it more oomph. And the idea of counting in 5s, it's not a natural thing for us to count in 5s. As humans, we tend to count in 2s and 4s. We might count in 3 if we're doing a waltz. That kind of thing. Or 6/8. That kind of thing. But we tend to walk in 4. I mean, Don't Stop Believing is in 4. But 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. It just gives it a sense of urgency. And that's what I wanted for this end. And as you can hear in the strings, we've got that urgency. Again, we've got it in the brass, just hitting on the 1s and 5s. The winds are doing just some nice stuff in there. Just hitting. Again, power chords. Like so. So when we get to that ending, it really is quite powerful. It's really making a statement for the song. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gives this real orchestral, almost movie epic kind of feel to the song. And so that's what the song all is. That's the entire thing. It goes for 3 minutes 20 or thereabouts, 3:16. So it doesn't stick around for a long time, but it doesn't need to do that. It basically just needs to introduce the song, introduce the gravitas of the piece, and really get everyone paying attention. Anyway, guys, that's it for this very quick live stream. I hope you've enjoyed taking a bit of a deep dive into the song of What Do You Believe? And as always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for all those people who have joined, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or whether you're watching this after. Remember, please subscribe. Please drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. But above all, please look after yourself. And again, thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you next live stream.